Today's tip of the week is on how to move your hips correctly throughout the swing. Your hips are going to move relative to the base of your feet. So if I have my feet really wide apart, where the insides of my feet are much wider than my hips are going to become immobilized. I'm not going to be able to turn very well. I'm also going to have great difficulty in shifting right and left. Whereas if my feet are too close together, my hips are going to tend to over-rotate because I'm not going to be able to shift right and left because I'll lose my balance. So we're going to find the correct hip rotation by creating the correct width of stance. So I've got the insides of my feet approximately as wide as my hips. So what that's going to do is when I start pulling that shoulder back, my hips are going to start giving, causing the correct amount of hip rotation. So I'm not going to stand over the ball and think hips first, because then everything's going to take the club way inside, rather than I'm going to get good posture, move that right shoulder back, and the hips are going to give. Now on the downswing, the hips are going to lead. So more specifically, I'm going to take this left hip, show you from this angle, and then I'm going to start pulling that left hip through. And what's going to happen is the club's going to start following my body, and then by the time I reach impact, the weight's going to be mostly on that left heel. So if you just think about a correct width of stance, and your shoulder going back, and then your left hip pulling through, you'll get the correct amount of hip rotation. So let's see how that works. So getting into good posture, perfect width of stance, as wide as the insides of my feet, as wide as my hips, and swing. Hope that helps you on your next practice session. Good luck.